Warning: this content may include explicit material. Viewer discretion is advised. The content is not intended to offend, but to provide information. Proceed only if you are comfortable with potentially sensitive topics. I did a podcast for so long. I don't know if I should do cold open, monologue open. I don't know what should I do. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Dominating Impulse. 2026 has been a long, long time. Look, I even got it wrote on my notes right here. I pitched this podcast to 20 people. I swear to God, I pitched this podcast to 20 people, and they all said, yeah, I'll get back to you, or just no. So I kind of feel like the Hollywood people. I pitched this to everybody, and you're the only person who said yes. So I appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the Impulse Zone. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me. And I think if you don't make time to help folks, to build people up, to support them, to be on their podcasts and their shows, then you'll never be successful yourself. You always got to give back. You learn by teaching, by educating, by sharing with others. And we're nothing without each other. So that's why it's important for me to be here with you today.
Yeah, you actually inspired me over the last year. Like I took a break because I was gonna bring the podcast back in 2025, but then I moved, and then I kind of wanted to recharge my actual passion for podding. So redid my setup and kind of stopped chasing podcast trends, pop culture trends, and just really started to get back into what I enjoy, which was talking to creators, talking movies, talking games. Just really is like it's not even a podcast to me. Like it never was a podcast. People, what's your podcast about? Life, shit, whatever me and the homies might be going through at the time, especially if you're on this side of 30 like me, or you're in that side of adulthood. You got kids, you got wife, you got future endeavors that you want to give your time. So you always ain't got time to chase that passion. But that's really what it's about. So like I said, thank you for being here, and let the audience know what is Mr. West about. You know what I'm saying? No relation to Kanye. What is your overall theme? Because your name has come up when I've chatted or we'll say transactionally communicated with other creators. So, your reputation precedes itself on you being someone of integrity, someone who, like, it's not even, we're going to say hyper competitive. It's just like you know your shit when it comes to this content. So like, what's your overall theme?
Well, I'll start off by just kind of introducing myself and then build into kind of what my theme is. So I'm M West. I stream here on Twitch 2 or 3 days out of the week, and then I also do like some YouTube content, like tech stuff. I'm a dad. I have 2 kids. I'm married, and I'm on the older side of things. And so I jumped into streaming during COVID. I thought it'd be good for me and my son to jump into something technical. He's a sweaty gamer, and I like tech, and I thought maybe I can bring the two together and have fun with him. And he wasn't so much into it, but I really enjoyed it. Back in the day, I used to have a YouTube show called This Week in the Streets, where I would gather different topics up, and then me and a buddy would talk about it, and we would green screen and have all these different topics. The only thing is, depending on other people is hard. And once he stopped working at my job, it was hard to get him down here. He lived pretty far away. But once I came to Twitch, I realized like all the things that I did, like editing, putting stories together, the green screen stuff, all that stuff kind of meshed well for Twitch, and I can just do it by myself. But it took me a really long time to kind of figure that out. Like I was just doing games like most people. I was very quiet. I wasn't expressive. I wouldn't let my true self out, right? So I was very monotone when I first started. And I realized this is my stream, my show. I can do it however I see fit. And so what's my theme? My theme is me, right? So I like to pull together topics and information and kind of share it and get other people's thoughts about it. And sometimes I keep it high level. I don't want to hurt or impact or say negative things, but I do like touching a little bit of everything going on out there on social media to, educate, to uplift, to just tap into people, see how they feel. And so my stream is mainly about chatting, about interviewing, about getting to know folks, about sharing who I am as a person. And then after that, I'll jump into some games, and that game could be a spooky game, a sports game, a shooter game, a fighting game. I've done tournaments, all sorts of different things.
Shooters.
Yeah,
we go get on shooters because I have some thoughts, but I've always seen your streams as a little more of a
Mhm.
community guided, not necessarily gameplay. Like
Mhm.
more so, what is the pulse? No pun intended. Of the streaming community, of the tech community, and then like you always might segue. So I always appreciated
Mhm.
your aesthetics, your attention to detail, your production value. I don't
Mhm.
think enough people, first off, I know a lot of people came to streaming during COVID,
Right.
but there's a whole nother era of streaming that existed before COVID. And
Right.
I think those streamers and the COVID streamers look at streaming very different. What would you say to that? Because I kind of see you as like that middle point. It's like you accepted the old ways a little bit, but you seen where streaming was going to go because it's dramatically different in 2026 than it was, and we'll just say COVID or even when I started in 2017, 2018.
Well, I look at streaming like TV or how I enjoy content, and I think when things remain too consistent for too long, I get bored. And I think every season my stream needs to change. I need to take things away. I need to add things, and I think like the old way of doing things is just playing games and being a ninja and being really good at games. That's really hard to fucking do. I can't do
Very
that. I'm
hard.
not good at games, and
It's
so
hyper difficulty hard.
I found like this thing where I don't know what it was I was looking at. It might have been something at Get Level or somebody was sharing on YouTube, but it was like, there's different types of content, and to get people interested in you and you as a person would be the stickiest thing versus trying to get people into a game that you're playing. And so I realized that early on, and I was like, well, I need to share my personality because I'm not sharing who I am. I'm so afraid of people judging me or being rude to me or saying crazy shit that now I'm hiding, and I'm just hoping that they gravitate towards this game. But guess what? There's a thousand other people playing this game, and most people are better at me at games because they have more time or they're just better at the game. Period. So I just looked at the landscape, and I just wanted to be able to have fun on here, have people be interested in me and what I'm doing. So like as I switch games, people are like, fuck it. I've already been in the stream for 2 hours. I'm gonna stick around, see what this clown is doing. Oh look, he's shocking himself while he's playing the game. I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna shock the shit out of him or make him do. I don't know. I always look for fun things for people to do while I'm playing the game to like keep that interaction going. And I always notice like from my just chatting, there's a dip, and then there's like another spike when if I'm playing a game that someone's interested in or something that's trending or popular. But I really
I'm
focus on things that I enjoy.
I'm always so jealous of people that can kind of get that just chatting off because
Mhm.
I can't. Like I always say, if you want to hear me talk, turn on Dominating Impulse podcast
Right.
because my time is so limited to like it's just crazy. It's like the first 15 minutes to an hour of everybody's streams is just like you sitting there talking or you're
Mhm.
watching someone else's content, and that never like connected to me because it's like I talk so much
Right.
on videos, on podcasts. Like if you pull it, first off, I'm already feeling like I'm asking you a lot to download Twitch because that's not a necessary app you
Fair.
need in your life.
Right.
And then if we hear, it's definitely not to hear me talk. So I've always been jealous of people who can have that gravitational pull to to listen to your conversational points. So hell, even what you got going on in life, because you know what I'm saying, like at the end of the day, it's not always like content. Some people are like that, but some people are really just like shooting the shit with their friends. And I can appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think you've always had that like community pulse. Like people just want to pull up. Let's see what Wes got going on. You know, what's the topic of discussion that
Mhm.
we might need to know. You know, I got educated a little bit of some of your topics by just lurking or seeing the community converse and agree to disagree.
Yeah. I feel like it's the opposite. Like people are lonely and they're looking for people to chat with. And like on YouTube, there's like it's like a one-way communication. Like they post a message and someone responds, and then with Twitch, it's like live. So people can really ask you questions and get a live response. And Impulse, somebody like you, in my opinion, you're really knowledgeable, you're well spoken, and you have a really interesting perspective. So like when I come by your stream, sometimes I know you're playing the game, but I'm like, man, turn that off. I just want to see what's up with Impulse. I wanna,
Right.
like tap
Yeah.
into you. Like there was a topic where you're talking about like stream like educators or streaming professors or streaming gurus, right? You're like, knock that off. And right now in 2026, everybody's like, fuck all the stream gurus. Yeah, all the information's free. Learn how to, but you was on that a long time ago before anybody else was. And so, like, tapping into folks that are thinking ahead or outside the box and just having that dialogue in real time, you don't get that. And people like, I looked at all the people on Twitch watching people during the holidays, during Christmas, during New Year's, and it was crazy. I didn't know how many people out there just don't have someone or family and want to connect and just sit there and chat or have a drink or pull up in their Discord and hang out. It's an interesting platform, and it is for gaming, but it is for social interaction.
Yeah, it's the new third space. So
Yeah.
do you agree? This is a you kind of cooking right there. Do you agree with all this technology and all
Hmm.
this forms of communication? We are what we call a loneliness epidemic. Gamers, adults, men, and women. Because I work with the public, and you know what I do, job wise. So what I see is the third space has been removed in America. Like people really don't go to bars anymore. People really don't go to churches anymore. And a lot of people feel like they're priced out to going out to events to have fun. So where do you get most of your social interaction? Right here on this phone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So do you think that is like true in this technological world? We have more connection tools than ever and we're lonelier than ever.
Man, that is a deep one and one I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about. But like as you're talking through it, it's kind of like sparking some antennas, or it's popping out to me. Yeah, we're more connected than ever, but more people are lonely and more people are disconnected from folks, right? So we don't even know. Like I went to the mall Christmas shopping. I took my kids, and my kids was like, "What is this?" And there were
The mall?
stores, yeah, closed down in
Okay.
the mall. Like it was empty. They had a karate studio in the mall. They had a bakery in the, like, just weird shit that didn't really go there. And so like going out in public and seeing and connecting with people after COVID, I think we're still seeing the fallout effects from it, and we're still disconnected. Things still haven't completely gone back to the same. And yeah, I think we're more lonelier than ever.
Big facts there. Big fact. You know what? You hear those, and a lot of people don't know this. Like, we
Hmm.
unfilter here. This is a Patreon episode.
Hmm.
So for everybody that's listening, I went through my divorce during
Oh,
COVID,
oh shit.
and that was because I was talking to my current wife about this. That was some of the most difficult
Right.
things for me. Not only is because the world was shut down, is because I actually got to see. And sometimes I like to think my content career goes hand in hand with some of the things I say. Like I might be a little bit before my time or behind my time. What they say, you didn't fail, you were too early.
Hmm.
So I actually got to see when people started living on the internet, Uber
Yeah.
Eats,
Yeah.
takeout, DoorDash,
Hmm.
the transitioning of TikTok. And
Hmm.
believe it or not, a lot of people don't want to say this. The Fortnitification changed the world.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
we're not even talking about gaming no more. We're talking about economy moving themes like social phenomena. We just
Yep.
finished a
Yep.
social phenomenon with Stranger Things. Like when
Hmm.
social phenomenons happen, you got to start looking at things from a different
Hmm.
lens. Like, so for me, I'm going through my divorce, really didn't have time to put all my energy into the content the way I want.
Right. Right.
So like when I'm seeing these changes and I'm seeing how people communicate, I just think it's crazy to me. And I think that's kind of why I struggle a little bit with content because I don't live on my phone. Like if I'm going to talk to you and communicate with you, I want to talk to that man, that woman, that person. And maybe because I'm an 80s baby, I'm a little bit removed from
Hmm.
full-fledged technology nuances. I don't know, like what you think? It wasn't my notes. I didn't even want to go into that, but it kind of ties into where we gonna segue and how streaming has changed social interaction forever. Like there's certain parts that are never gonna go back. COVID is to blame for that. Digital currency is to blame for that. But there are certain facets in our society that we real life need, and they're never gonna go back. We're kind of on the decaying side of things. If you're old enough to even see the decay.
I don't want to rush over it, but I do want to say I'm sorry to hear about your divorce. I was telling my wife like during COVID, it's either people are going to split up or people are going to stay together because now we're locked inside of this house together for 24
Big
hours, and
facts.
either you're going to succeed or you're going to fail. And it was a very scary time in
Big
my life,
facts.
but I was thankful that I was, with my family, and I enjoyed spending time with my wife and kids. And without them, I wouldn't be here where I am today. I take a lot of downtime to just spend with my wife and kids and leave content alone. And it's hard to like be off of social media, but like what they fill me up with love and energy, and then I can come out and do this thing. And if they're sick, if they're not well, if they're not around, I can't do any of this at all.
I definitely don't ask you that. Definitely got it. I didn't even put it on your copy of the script. I got it on my copy. What do you feel? Because I will we'll
hmm
circle back to what we were just talking about. What do you
hmm
feel about the work family balance as a content creator? I don't hear any people talk about that enough. They just say it kind of pisses me off a little bit. Well, maybe your
hmm
content isn't good enough. For my favorite one, make better content. Okay, well,
hmm
what does that mean when somebody can just walk out their house, say whatever they want in their camera, get 100,000 views, and you just sat here and edited and hyper edited and put
All right.
graphics and you know what I'm saying? So like what really does that mean for somebody like yourself who seems to have mastered the work balance, family balance, and creator balance? Because it's not even like I wouldn't consider you a smaller creator. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of like on the upper echelon of recognition, and we ain't even talking analytics. So, like, how? I guess is the question. How do you do that?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for seeing me in that light. That's not how I see myself. I just see myself as just a content creator that wants to help and be there and surround myself with other like-minded individuals, right? So I feel like I'm doing a bad job most of the times at dividing my time with content and family. And it's through a lot of communication and fighting with my wife. Like the other day, I had finished streaming, and then a friend invited me to play a game. He's a good friend of mine, and it was a Sunday, and I had our stream for like 4 or 5 hours. And the agreement with my wife was 3 to 4 hours. And I jump in this lobby and I start playing with him. My wife pulls up to the door. We start arguing. I thought I had my mic muted, and me and my wife were going back and forth and arguing. So I don't always do a good job at breaking away from content because it's something that you need to be engaged with. You need to be active. You need to be looking at stuff, seeing how you're going to change yourself. You need to be working on your things, fixing things that are broken, pushing out new content. There's a lot of work that go. I don't think people see it as their own business, but it's your own company, and your company will only do as good as how much work you put into it. And sometimes you try and try, and people don't even notice you or see your stuff. And
Facts.
so like that balance is really hard. It's communication with my wife. It's making sure that like my community be like, he's calling off of streaming again. Well, nah, bitch, I gotta go see my daughter or my son play soccer. I apologize to y'all, but like I try to make that communication clear whenever I can't do something to my community. That hey, my family comes first, and once my family is healthy and happy, I'm healthy and happy. Then I can come do this stuff and hang out with y'all and produce the content. And so it's an ongoing struggle, and sometimes I fail. My wife taps me on the shoulder, cusses me the fuck out, and then after that, I get my shit together and I'm back doing the content back at a normal pace. But yeah, sometimes I mess up a lot, but my family loves me and they're very supportive of
I
my time and schedule.
see. I actually have a different mindset. A lot of people don't know this. This ain't no
uh,
shocker. Like I'm a big fan of Joe Budden, and I
mm-hmm,
remember seeing. I never really watched Love and Hip Hop, but I did
mm-hmm,
remember seeing clips where he was
mm-hmm,
talking to one of his BMs at the time,
uh-huh,
and he was like, "Yo, there's this content thing that I do in this
mm-hmm,
circle.
mm-hmm,
Y'all are around the circle. For me to
yeah,
take care of y'all, this has to be prioritized in a certain way." And that clicked with me because of my job. Is like there might be times where I'm on the road for a week or two, and
yeah,
then I'm back home to go right back on the road. So it's like I actually see what the bigger creators, like those top creators, are
yeah,
doing and how they're locked in. And it's like, damn, okay, well, I ain't doing enough. So like I think that's why I've always like admired people like yourself who kind of from appearance put that balance out, because sometimes I feel like I do a terrible job, and
yeah,
my life 24/7 from when I wake up is all right, let's check these analytics, what script we about to write, what editing I need to get
right.
done. Like people do not believe me when I say this shit is content thing is my life. I ain't even said when I picked up the controller, if you heard, and you probably
Mhm.
can relate to that. We ain't even said, hey, yo, I'm actually gonna have
Right.
time to game.
Right.
Like I spend 90% of my time marketing. Literally.
I don't think they talk about that enough. How much time it takes to prepare, to edit, to push content out there, to research, and then you finally get to do the streaming thing. And people are like, "Oh, you did with stream for 2 to 3 hours today." But like, nah, man, I've been. It took me like 6 or 7 of them hours just to even get to this place I'm at. So, yeah,
You ever
oh,
looked
go,
at, I mean, cut you off. You ever looked at like
mm-hmm,
a big corporate event?
mm-hmm,
Like, we'll just say like the Super Bowl. Those
mm-hmm,
are planned out years in advance.
100%, mm-hmm,
Movies take 6 to 8 months to shoot and another
mm-hmm,
6 to 8 months to put together. So I've always looked at it as, aren't I moving on the scalability of those big brands? Robert Smith, former owner of BET, once said, I forgot who's, I think it was Steve Harvey. He said, it don't matter what you have. You need to have the ability to scale it up or scale it down, because
mm-hmm,
wherever you're at or what place you at, that's going to determine your success. So I've always said, all right, well, we might be hyper streaming. We can scale it up. All right, well, now I'm not hyper streaming. Maybe we'll dial it back down, and then I'll
mm-hmm,
just blitz y'all with offline content and YouTube videos and clips and
mm-hmm,
things like that. I just don't think people realize that this actually is a job. Like if you sat and
uh-huh,
turned on the clock from the time somebody walked out the door to the time they came back in the house, before you even get into those 4 hours that you might get to stream. We ain't even talk about your hardware might go down, your camera might go down. It just worked yesterday. Everything
Whew.
just worked
Right,
yesterday. And
right,
now it's not working no more, and you got to pick yourself back up.
yeah,
You gotta dust that from, like, people real life don't see that. So people like yourself and there's others, I do appreciate y'all real life being a beacon in this content creation thing, because there are so many negative ones that get all the attention and all the energy. And if I'm called a hater, cool, I'll wear that badge. Maybe it's my job to call them out. Maybe that's what I was sent here to do. But very few people like yourself actually see that maybe I'm doing a good service for all of us,
mm,
because I just don't want people scammed. Like, I got scammed during COVID. Like I said, one of the most difficult points in my life.
mm-hmm,
That's one of the worst feelings I've ever had too, because it's
yep,
actually like you kind of go into it thinking you're doing it the right way and you're
mm-hmm,
not trying to
mm-hmm,
cut corners.
right,
So it's, nah, man, I can't rock to people who don't understand what we do anymore. I've actually eliminated myself from allowing people to critique me in that way. Like, you cannot like my person, but critiquing my content is something different. And however you feel, once I hit upload, I don't even care anymore. It's not my job. I hit upload. And that's where I'm at with the career. How do you stay grounded so you're not like lost in the sauce or trend chasing or just down? Like, sometimes I think I get a little too down, and I'm my worst critic when there are people who actually like what I got going on, and there are people who need to
mm-hmm.
see the messages of impulse sometimes.
I might have like a cliche approach to this, but when I started streaming, my goal was just to have a stream that didn't crash, and to have 4 or 5 people stop by. And my goal was I wanted to help other friends with technology, automation, design work, to help them get started streaming. And I would just take like a back seat. And when I was on that journey to help and educate people, well, I was like, well, why should I listen to you? Your shit don't look good. You're not streaming. You don't have the numbers. I was like, okay. And so like, I wanted to be someone that like kind of shared that journey. And so I just figured, okay, well, then I'll go ahead and build it myself. And so what you see now is all icing. Like, my cake was when I hit 4 or 5 people. And now I'm just eating ice cream and icing constantly.
Oh, we that
And
boy cooking right there.
yeah, I felt like I won a long time ago. So whatever I do next, like if Impulse, if you said, Wes, if you stop streaming today, would you feel happy with where you left things? Yep, I'm fucking proud of myself. I had a great community, talked to a lot of friends, made a lot of great connections. Like the 5 or so negative people in my life that have talked shit to me or been rude to me on social media or in the community, is greatly outweighed by the amazing hundreds or couple hundreds of people that I've met that support me, that stop by my stream, that invite me to their podcast, that treat me with respect and like a human being, and are happy to game with me. So I won a long time ago, Impulse. So I don't care what anyone says. And my grounded foundation comes from feeling like I became successful years ago during my
Ooh
streaming
wee,
journey.
ooh wee, you. That was a bar right there. He said, "I won a long time ago." I need more of your energy. I swear. I think I'm slowly getting there. I think I like to tell people I've been on my Vegeta arc for a minute, and
Mm,
I think I'm at the point of the arc of acceptance. I'm accepting my skill set. I'm accepting what I'm exceptional at. I'm accepting my limitations. I'm just in the state of like, I know I can get better. I know what my flaws are. And I know who I'm talking to. I think for too many times I get into bouts and spats of people. I'm not even talking to you guys, or you guys were never going to be part of the audience that maybe I was attempting to chase. I think sometimes that drives us content creators a little bit Looney Tunes as well. Like, well, some people say those are invisible ghosts, but then that just goes back
mm-hmm,
to the loneliness and the lack of connection that you only have via your streams or
mm-hmm,
whatever's popping on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. You can answer. Let me ask you this question. Think of this answer. Who were you before streaming?
Oh man, that's the easy one. I was a gym rat, tech enthusiast, woodworker, father, a husband, and a good friend. And so I've always been me. I've always been into technology. So like before I came to streaming, I probably had like 4 or 5 cameras. I had
Ooh, wait.
several computers. I've been making content on YouTube about action cameras and mics and this and that. So like I just basically started assembling my stream from all the knickknacks and doodads I had collected over the years. So the only thing that I had to like really the thing that I struggled with coming into streaming was sharing my personality with people. So I'm usually very low key, and a lot of people don't get to see the side of me. So all my friends that know me, they know I like to have fun. They always want to party with me. But for people that don't know me, be like, oh, that dude's quiet. He's shy. He's very monotone. He's to himself. Like, no, I'm not. I just don't talk to your ass. And so streaming got me
Everybody
to,
ain't deserving of the energy.
yeah, I finally let it out, and that's when people started to really like, resonate with me when I shared my personality. But like, I've always been me. I really haven't changed too much of what I'm into, and just been more open, more welcoming. My kids really help change me in terms of just being accepting to other people. It's like, you know, would I want someone to treat my son how people might be treating Impulse in this negative way? Let's say Impulse walk with a limp. Do I want people making no? Fuck your limp, Impulse. Bring, come over and do this crip walk with me and hang out. Like I just want my kids to be treated fairly, and so I try to share that with other people and treat people fairly. And so my kids, my community, my friends, all that stuff has really shaped me to just kind of be the person that I am in my normal life here on stream, and I get to share that with the community and friends.
Have you had that streamer moment yet?
What streamer moment?
Like you streaming and the moment that we're all delusional about happens while you're live. Like either your chat goes ham, you get a dumb donation. Like it's something that you wouldn't think of, because that, for me, that happened last year, like right before
Mm-hmm.
college football. I think it was shout out Skimbo, one of the big Madden creators, and I didn't follow him. Like people think I'm crazy when I say I don't watch streamers. I watch my friends. I watch people that I've connected with or I've organically been gravitated to, but I do not watch streamers. And I don't think I'm a dick for saying that. One, there's so much time I have, and two,
Right.
I learn lessons from people who are much smarter than me, football players, philosophers. And I just said this in a clip. Denzel Washington said, I don't watch movies. So if one of the greatest
Yeah.
actors ever say he don't watch movies, I don't feel like it's an indictment against me for saying I don't watch streamers. I know what the trends are and I know what's going on, but back to the streamer moment. So Skimbo crashes the stream, and I have one of the biggest moments ever. I think it was like 270 people in there, like probably my biggest stream to date ever. And I was just like, wow, somebody who don't know me, probably never connected with me, probably never seen a clip, lent me their community and made it I didn't cry on stream, but off stream, I definitely dropped some tears. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
So have you had that moment?
Yeah, man. I know it's in your notes, and hopefully I don't ruin that moment. But my streamer moment was
Oh, when we freestyling.
this year has been. I knew coming into 2025 was going to be a rough year. My job asked me to move to Dallas, and I was like, no, I'm not moving to Dallas. And so in March, I had to. I was either going to get a severance package or I needed to find another job within the organization. And so I found a job, but it's not what I'm used to doing. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something I enjoy doing anymore. And so I've been struggling. My schedule's been fucked up. I had to change how many days a week I'm streaming. The days that I'm streaming, I'm not around for like my community nights on Friday nights or my Tech Tuesdays where I'm helping people with tech. And so this year has just been a struggle. I'm not able to pick up my kids from school anymore. I'm not working from home as much. So I'm not here with my kids. And my wife has been like kind of like helping out a lot, like just to picking up the kids and just really struggling and going out of her way and just making things happen, right? And my birthday finally came around and things are starting to settle down. So that happened, and all this has been going on from March, and now we're in September. My birthday comes along, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna stream a little bit for my birthday. We're gonna have some drinks, and anyone in the community can kind of jump in here. And I think it was like a Wednesday night or something. And I load up and I have like drink redeems on, and I kind of have it like 5 subs, and I'll take a shot or something. Not thinking many people will dip into that, and I end up getting wasted on stream. But the thing of it that made me so happy or made me feel good again, or why it was my streamer moment, is like so many people in the community came by and said kind things and just gave me a toast and cheers and had drinks with me and shots, and just that amount of love like touched my heart or something, and it reinvigorated me, and I felt good about. I didn't feel bad about life, but I've been really struggling all 2025, and so that
Mm.
moment moving forward, I was like, I can do this. I have friends that care about me, my wife, my kids, and that was my biggest streamer. I've had crazy raids, crazy donate, like everything you can ever dream of. Like, not saying like I'm a big streamer, I'm popular, like just friends that care about me in the community have done things. But that birthday touched my heart, man. Like thinking about that shit gives me chills, makes me want to tear up. But that the community saved me. They helped push
Yeah.
me to
I th-
continue to go to continue streaming.
it's like you use that word is it was so key to me here in the
Mm,
community. And um I'm not gonna name this person even though this is an unfiltered podcast because I really
mm-hmm.
don't feel like talking down upon someone is gonna lift
Right.
me up. That's not where I'm at anymore. But I will say the tiff that me and this person had, it re-sparked me, I'm gonna say, to prove that there are many ways you can cook chicken: baked, fried, rotisserie, broiled.
I agree.
There, you do not have to accept or create in one linear way to be accepted. And that's kind of where I was at in the latter of 2025. Like I kind of was relating to you a little bit because 2025 was like up and down. Like some
Yeah.
content hit, some
Woo.
content didn't hit,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, okay, what do we create? And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like I never hear people say, well, if you chose this niche, it's like in the job market, and now the bubble has burst. Like, what do you do next, or how do you pivot this community?
Mm-hmm.
So, I really do relate. It was like kind of like a up and down, but I had a few community homies, you, Nugget, 21.
Mm-hmm.
It was a couple of other ones that really privately and publicly like, yo, your content has a place here. Keep making what you're making, even if you ain't getting the numbers, even if you ain't getting the views. I think more, especially men, because I always see the girls link up and pick each other up. I think sometimes as men, we need to do that to each
Yeah.
other just to like, because we already get beat down with
Cool.
trying to take care of the home front,
Yep.
trying to be good partners and trying to be our best self. Like I was sitting here last night and I was like, I'm trying to transition back into being a nighttime streamer. For
Okay.
me, that's very difficult because I use the evenings to recharge my batteries. Like I told myself
Mm.
in like 2024, I spent too much time locked into this desk and
Okay.
coming off as angry. And that's when I was playing Madden, Call of Duty every day. So once I nixed those and was like, okay, if I'm going to use the evening to recharge and not be locked into content all day, every day, what are we gonna replace that with? So trying to make this transition become an evening streamer has been more difficult because I just don't have,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, my highest energy in communication after a certain point of the day. That's why, like, when we were scheduling this pod, he was like, "Can we do it in the morning?" I'm like, "Yeah, hey, you know something?" You know what I'm saying? Because after a certain point of the day,
Right.
I just like,
Same, same.
I I can fake it, but I don't
Mhm.
want to.
Right.
And watching all those old night streams, trying to figure out why I wasn't blowing up, is like I wasn't presenting my best self. Who cares about the gameplay? That's background filler. So I
Mhm.
think when you presenting your best self, your community sees that. It's like
Yep, yep,
my streams haven't been going crazy, but I think people really do appreciate seeing me play games that are fun
yep.
because those rage moments, it takes
Mhm.
people out. It takes, like, no one wants to see someone angry, whether you're at work, whether you're out in public in gas. Like, it's like the psychology of a
Yeah,
situation. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, you automatically look away. So it's like just having a community who appreciates you, I think carries you along inside
yeah.
this content thing. Like I community, like I never understood it until I went through that situation with the homie. And I was like, and I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? If
Mhm.
y'all know, y'all know. Shout out to one human creator. I wish him the best. But certain things need to happen for other things to happen. And you could look at it as a loss, or you
Mhm,
could look at
mhm.
it as an opportunity to change what you needed to change. And that's what I did. I looked at it as an opportunity. Okay, present yourself this way in posts. Don't try to be cookie cutter anymore. Like you say, this is my show. This
Right.
is my realm. I paid for everything in here.
Mhm.
Relax. Be
Yep,
be yourself. And I
yep.
promise if they don't like it, there's some people who will. And like
Right.
that community, like I do feel that because the changes that I've tried to make in real life have been a little bit of reflective in my streams and in my content. And there's been a cost. Like, I'm not gonna say like I've been rejected. There's just been a cost. It's the law of alchemy. If you want to do this, you're gonna have to pay that. And me trying to level up is like you kind of understand what famous celebrity people say. Well, all these people was with me right here, but the minute I tried to do this, now I got two or three. And it's like the minute I made this choice, now I got nobody around. And
Yeah.
I think only older creators and older men really kind of understand impulse or my plight or even why or how I speak the way I do. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I always give you flowers and appreciate you for that because you've never judged me. You probably disagree. 9 times out of 10, you do disagree, but you've never judged me for having that preposition on whatever I'm spewing or ranting about or even speaking on. And as men in this content space and in the political climate we in, we kind of just
Mhm.
need more of that. Hey, bro, correct me privately. Hey, man, yo,
Yeah,
impulse. I'm
I
gonna tell
agree.
you right now. I feel what you were saying. Your approach was 1,000% wrong, and here's why. I think more people can digest that versus the whole back and forth on beefing, because then it's looked
Yeah.
at as, are you perfect segue? Now, are you looking into this? Is this performative, authentic, or is this like all the way
Mhm,
scripted? How you feel about that? Because I have thoughts on certain creators.
mhm.
We've talked about them. I don't know if it's performative. I don't know if it's scripted. Obviously, something is working, but y'all also are pushing a narrative that's not correct. And I'm a grown man, so I have the cognitive to go research or figure it out. Not everybody does or will. And what certain people say is Bible.
Yeah, man. I just think like some of the common courtesies and respect are sometimes missing from our content. Like sometimes we'll post something and someone will see it and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to check him. He about to get this smoke. About to get." And so like my friend and Yo Nugget, we're pretty close, and so I don't always agree with his takes. But on social media, and I don't feel like I'm being fake. I'll go look at the post, I'll go like it, or I'll go leave a comment or something. And then behind the scenes, I'll be like, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with your take on Nintendo Switches right now. I'm not liking any of the games, Nug. And so he and I have a like dispute on the back end, but like in public, like I don't ever want to tear my friend down or hurt him. I just want I want to fan his flames. I want to be supportive, but also I do want to have some of those conversations with him offline where I disagree with him and he disagrees with stuff and I feel like doing it offline with homies or people that I care about or people I respect works a lot better for me, and it's helped to elevate and push me along the way because those people keep it real with me and they're not trying to hurt me. It's not like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like, nah, man, maybe you want to add this in, and not, and people don't always see the same picture that you're seeing, or they don't have your vision, and so sometimes having that conversation helps. But like, now I understand why you're doing it. Like some of the stuff that you were saying here, where you talked about Joe Budden. Like I've been a fan of Joe Budden. We're Joe Budden and I are both Virgos. I've been watching him since loving hip hop. I listen to his music. I listen to his podcast. I'm a Budden fan, but I don't always agree with everything he says. But like you kind of
Facts.
mentioning some of the stuff and how he feels like, let me work really hard. And then after that, everything will come and then I'll take care of my family or, let me do this first. Like that makes sense to me. I don't disagree with that. That's just another approach. Like you said, there's 1,000 ways to make chicken. And that's just another way. And we all have to find an approach that works for us. And I had people early on saying, how you're streaming, how you're doing it doesn't make sense. It's never going to work. Okay, well, fuck you. I'm doing it now. How about that? So, like,
Right.
I
We.
feel like we need to allow people the courtesy to just be themselves. Find your own lane. It will come. I see what you're doing. I don't see your full vision, but something about it speaks to me. I enjoy hearing it. Like when you was going off on some people online, like that's fucking impulse. I mean, like I'm getting hyped. Like yeah, I'm like he doing shit that I wish I should could be saying. Like
You,
I kind of see what you're ramping up to, and I gotta
you
let you
know,
cook.
some people or someone told me I'm like the worst type of person. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And they were like, because I know everything that you do is calculated. And I was like, huh? It was like you can fool some people with the whole impulse and you just did it like
hmm
randomly. But they was like, I know you. Like, I know you're doing this calculated. You probably done
hmm
some research or looked at some
hmm
data. And I'm like, sometimes,
Yeah,
but I also feel like when I'm trying like really, really hard, like people don't pay that no mind. So it's like,
yeah,
cause like I say, I've been scammed and I don't want people to ever know what that feel like.
yeah.
The beauty and the curse about capitalism is anytime that there's an economic boom in an industry, there's
hmm
a sub industry that's born with
hmm
it. So for every streamer that's blown up, there's going to be a subcategory for people
Yep.
who don't know how to make tools or tech or
hmm
alert. And with that, there's going to be another category for people who this is how you monetize your stream. That's the beauty and the curse of capitalism. I just want the people who are faking this whole telling you how to be a stream, show me your stream. I don't reject. NFL has coaches and GMs. What do? They build up teams and they put
hmm
players in position to win.
Right,
If that's what you're doing, cool. But I don't think that's what these stream coaches are doing. Like, I'm
right.
almost certain they're not because I got scammed by one. I'm almost certain they're not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So just like you say, be yourself, walk your path. Those people who like what you like, take it from somebody who did all the wrong things on social media up until this point, and somehow I still have a career. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been shunned. I haven't been rejected. Totally gives into the next topic. I haven't been rejected, but the people who like what you like or even like your presentation or your style or even something different. That's the beauty of life. If you go around and you go to the same coffee shop and donut shop every day, eventually you're going to get bored. You know, like, eventually your brain's going to be like, I don't like this anymore, or this doesn't taste the same anymore,
Mm.
or let me go try that coffee shop across town just because it got neon lights. It probably got the worst coffee in America, but your brain is associating it to something different.
Before you jump over to the next topic, before I forget, I just want to share this with you, and not necessarily advice, but just something I think is relevant. So keep doing this exact thing that you're doing, where you're meeting with people that you enjoy talking with for a year. Just do it for a year, and I promise you, when you get out of this, how you see the streaming space, the information, the conversation will change. Like I've been doing crumble cookies, and people see it as, oh, you're eating cookies, and it seems fun. But every time I have a guest on, I'm gathering information, I'm listening to them. I've now connected with that bigger streamer or that content creator or someone that doesn't even do this, and so I can kind of ping them and ask them questions, and those things have greatly changed my perception on streaming content, the people in this space, and different things. And without them, I would fall for some of the same pitfalls and traps and negativity. And now that I've gotten a chance to talk to them, but like, I see that shit. Oh, they were just talking about that. Oh, that's why this is that way. And I'm like, I can continue doing this because now my mind is healthier to like push forward. So, Impulse, please, continue talking with friends, continue doing this podcast. And I think, while you're helping and sharing information, you'll also be getting, you'll also benefit from it too in a good way.
I think your cookies and coffee. I was watching it one day.
Mhm.
I was working, so I was standing in the middle of a stadium, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So
Dang.
I'm sitting here watching it on my phone,
Mhm.
and I forgot who your guest was, but the whole back and forth of the energy is like I always tell people who have the ability to have a guest based platform.
Mhm.
This is what I've learned over the years about podcasts. Video podcasting that Joe Budden and other podcasters have
Mhm.
made famous is a first world thing. More people, 9 times out of 10, are going to listen to the audio. And my brain just start clicking like, man, I think if West do this, hook up the RS feed, this could be like its whole
I
sub
need that.
thing. Like it could be its own thing because it's somebody who's driving somewhere in America in their car is listening to
Mhm.
him interview a creator who's not even in his wheelhouse. And now post COVID, we're in the side of social media where everybody is a creator because you don't even have to be good. It's like, hey, I'm just lending you the people who rock what I rock with. And maybe a
Mhm.
couple of the people who rock with me rock with you. Like I think that's really where we're at. But um like your show kind of just made me want to restart the pod because I was a little down. I moved.
Mhm.
I haven't connected with the people at
Mhm.
the manner that I've wanted to down here in Houston. That's coming. I've connected with some people in
Okay.
2026, which
Nice.
is crazy. We only like 9 days in. So
Right?
like that was one of my goals. I said in real life, because man, I've told you this. I felt like I've hit my threshold on what I can do behind the monitor. So now I kind of gotta, okay, what's the next step? Maybe hit some more shows, hit some more conventions, hit some more pop
Yeah.
ups. Just
Yep. Yep.
that in real life connection
Yep.
matters so much more in today's world than we want to give credit for. There's only so much marketing you can do. Everybody is buying their streams. Everything is getting view bodied. So I had to real life teach myself be appreciative of my organic wins because I know I'm not cheating or cutting corners and I'm doing the best I can. If that's the results I get, like don't beat yourself up about it. And that's I'm really trying to remember the guest you had, but that's the gist I got when I was
Mm.
watching y'all. And then I went to work. It was a good work day. I had some money, but I just kept that in the cuff because it was like I said. Then that's when I start pitching people. Yo, man, you want to come do the podcast? Man, you want to come do the podcast? I've been dying for somebody to give me one of them like behind the sports podcast. Like,
Mm.
well, who is Impulse? And like, because I just really think people just don't understand. Like, some people don't even know I got a podcast. I was a podcaster before a streamer. I was smoking a blunt
Mhm.
one day in my house, and I was like, you know what? I got all the stuff to stream.
Mhm.
Maybe I should start streaming. And then
Yeah.
Fortnite blew up, and I think if I could go backwards on my streaming journey, I would just play the games I like. I would just play the games I like. I wouldn't even try to chase trends. I wouldn't even try to chase the popular theme. Hell, the popular theme right now is Arc Raiders, and I'm playing it, but it's actually a game I like.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but
Nice.
it's like Batman, Arkham Knight, God of War. It was a lot of single player games that we say aren't good streamable games, but y'all not here for the game. Y'all here to shoot the shit with Impulse. Y'all might see West in the comments. Oh, damn, bro, I seen you had those alerts going off in your chat. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Like even you told me, like connect with people that's inside of the communities, not even the person that you watching.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the things that I would change, but here we are. And I think I said it's just I'm at the point of acceptance of my
Mhm.
journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I still ain't hit that Super Saiyan mark yet. But even if I don't do it, maybe my son would be in better position to do it easily because we got more money, we got more time, we got all the equipment. We ain't got
Mhm.
to go learn it. We ain't got to go reverse engineer it. It's just there it is. Speaking of my start, like I said, I got rejected. I got to hear your opinion on this. what are your thoughts on the ball and shoot gamers? On the ball and shoot phenomena that closed 2025? Because I never hear people talk about the top ball and shoot guys. To be at the top of those games, you have to like ditch every other game. You
Yeah.
have to. You have to stay on the side of the competitive meta. You got to stay on side of the updates. You got to stay on side. Like you don't even have time to necessarily play another game because the person behind you just did 20 hours. You just did 8 and you went to work and, so
Hmm.
what is your overall thought on the ball and shoot gamer? Because there is a reason why those people play those games and more people that are not streamers play those games and spend money on those games. So this whole fracturing thing needs to just die. Like a gamer is a gamer. RPG, MMO, open world, Call of Duty, Madden, 2K. If you game, you game. Like why is it okay to even let this be a thing in our community?
Can you give me a little bit more of the context? Like, I feel like I see it on social media, but I've been ignoring like the discussion a little
So
bit. But then I'll give you some of my back history. But I just want to kind of hear from your perspective, like what are the
so
like pros and cons or the like
so
the conflict?
the original conflict sparked, like we all know, hey, you're a Madden gamer, you're a Call of Duty gamer.
Hmm.
We already know about that side of it. So the original conflict was it was a gamer and he was like, why is it that I got 4 games on my PlayStation and they're like
Mm,
taking up all the memory? And I think it was like Call of Duty,
gotcha.
WWE. It was an RPG on there. I can't think of it, but a creator who I'm never going to give credit to, who looks like us, said, oh, you're a ball and shoot gamer, so you don't even need all that memory. And from there,
Mm,
like wildfire. My opinions, your opinions, everybody who games has an opinion on this. And it's like, I really lean on, I came in the game as a Fortnite and Call of Duty streamer. And that's what my goal was. And it kind of still is. I would love to be accepted by Call of Duty next. But one thing I do know, Call of Duty next ain't calling me if I'm playing Arc Raiders or Fortnite. That's you know what I'm saying? So when we criticize these ball and shoot gamers, are there people who go to work every day and they got a couple of hours to shoot the shit with the boys at night? Or are we talking about the content creators who niche themselves down and hey, I really want to blow up in Madden and make the MCS. I really want to, take my player and battle all the courts on 2K. Or are we just gonna be like, yo, you ain't playing Elden Ring, you ain't playing Expedition 33, so you're not a real gamer. And anything you say about gaming, I can't take serious. That's the overall discourse and the context around it. What I hate is it's my money. More importantly, it's my time. So
mm-hmm,
that's your most precious resource in life is your time. That's
mm-hmm.
my time. Who are you to criticize my time? Oh my God, you're playing Call of Duty. Okay, well, last time I checked, the top dude who played Call of Duty did this. So, as I say, emulate success and try to shape it to what you got going on. So maybe I need to go through these 10 levels of the battle pass. And then maybe if I got enough time, if the results I don't like, I might check out a new game. But that's not necessarily the case for people who are locked into that side of gaming and the internet. No, that was a
Yeah,
long-winded answer. My bad.
it's like a multi-part type of thing. So I'll just tell you a little bit about my history. So I came up just playing a lot of first person shooters, and so like if I wasn't shooting you in the face competitively, I didn't want to play it. So Soldier of Fortune, Counter Strike, and then I think once the Call of Duty dropped on Xbox 360, that first one I got, and then after that I was hooked. Modern Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 or something, and that's all I would play, and I wouldn't touch anything else. And then something changed with Call of Duty, and I got into Destiny. And so I started playing Destiny for like the last 7 years of my life. And when I came to Twitch, that's all I cared about. I wouldn't touch anything else. And through the community, I opened up and I started checking out other games, and I found a love for games again, where I'm playing story games, I'm playing some shooters, I'm playing racing games, fighting games. I held a Street Fighter tournament on my channel. So I've done a lot of different things. And so like kind of where I land is you got to do whatever makes you happy. And so like I have a friend that does like wrestling stuff on his channel. I'm a huge fan of his, and he has me wrestling on his channel and doing a lot of fun stuff. I have some other friends like Fly Guy that's always playing Call of Duty, and I love
Shout out
hanging out
Fly
with
Guy.
I
friend of
love
the show.
hanging out with Fly Guy. You know, I met him at TwitchCon in person, and ever since I met him at TwitchCon, I'm like, nah, this dude is amazing human being. He just has this positive energy whenever you get to hang out with him, where it makes you feel like your family. So where I land on ball and shooters, I just think like the internet is going to be the internet. So like I have some friends where like, oh, you're not playing Expedition 33. Well, I tried it. I didn't like it. Well, it won Game of the Year. So fucking what? I'm gonna play what I like to play. I got into Elden Ring and I wasn't gonna try it at all. And a friend sat there with me for an hour and a half in Discord, so until I could understand it. And I put 320 hours into Elden Ring. But before that, I thought it was a horrible game, right? So I feel like to your point, it's your money, your life, your stream, your content. You got to do it whatever it is you want with it. And so like I have friends that play all sorts of games, and I just love spending time with them regardless of what they're playing. Um, oh no, I think the market's really saturated. So with any game that you're playing, especially like if you're going to lock into and niche down with Call of Duty, you have to kind of look at it like, how do I get noticed? You know, do I do some challenges? Do I do some hardcore stuff? Do I, do some Call of Duty? I don't know. I feel like you have to like get noticed or do something a little different from what everybody else is doing, but still do the thing that you enjoy doing. So like, the core of it is I love this game and I love Madden and I love other things, but to get noticed in the space, you got to kind of stand out. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with playing any of those games. And like, there's people that play mobile games. There's people that play Barbie games.
More people play mobile games than anything.
Yeah, like let people live. And I hate this society where we always got to have an opinion on what other people's doing. So fucking what? Let let this person play this game or that game like I hate that when people are like, oh Wes, you got to play Baldur's Gate 3. I don't fucking like that game, and I've spent uh, my due diligence is I'll spend 5 hours on any game learning it and going over it with friends to try to understand it. And if I don't like it after that, no matter how many times you tell me, how many times the internet tells me, no matter what, I'm my own person and I'm happy with myself. And if you don't like that, I'm not playing your game, then you need to go find somebody else. And that's kind of where I land. Like, let people live. I like, I think came to your stream. I was at work and I was having a bad day and you were playing Call of Duty and you were kind of engaging and talking with us. And then some people came into, you jumped into a new lobby and you was talking to some guys. He was like, hey, how's it going? And he said something to you. He was like, the fuck you say? Stupid ass bitch. Or like you went off on him and the rage cracked me up, man. And it lightened up my mood. But I'm just saying, like, if you weren't playing the game that you enjoyed, if you didn't have that moment, I wouldn't have got that laugh or felt a little bit better. So like, small things like that. Just, I don't know. I said a whole lot of nothing, but
No,
basically
no, you
play
was
what you
cooking right
enjoy.
there. I get a little bit embarrassed that like you don't get to choose your. I guess you do get to choose. You only get one first impression,
Mm-hmm.
but I promise. If I start asking people some of their first impressions about Impulse, it might not be stuff that I'm like particularly proud of. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But at least you caught me being organically myself and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not being fake or performative. And that's what I try my hardest to hang my hat on is I'm not a gimmick or a caricature of myself. Like 9 times out of 10, the person you get on stream is the same guy you're getting off stream with, probably a little more grace and mercy just because I know like it's real life and it's not the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny that you just said that because some of these moments of meaning, sometimes certain people will remind me that just tighten up a little bit. You ain't always got to be rage out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain ways in certain ways you can present it without looking
Mm-hmm.
crazy or even belligerent.
Well, they deserved it. They came in talking shit and you was trying to be hella cool. Like you played one match and you were cool with other people and y'all like teamed up or something, and then you jumped into another one, and then these dudes, while you were just trying to speak and just have organic conversation, they started to be rude to you and talk shit, and you was like, what? What'd you say? Hold up. And you went off on both dudes, and it was like you was serving them up. I think at one point the dude started laughing at his homie because you had said something funny about him. So it was enjoyable. It wasn't like a crash out rage. It was like, oh my god, this is no. It was like you was holding your own and just talking shit and having a good time. And I miss those times in Call of Duty lobbies where people don't remember, like, there was no party chat, there was no Discord. You
No
was
proxy
talking,
chat.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
was
was talking to
talking
yourself.
shit, yeah, in the lobby with everybody, and it's like, did you hear what he said about his mama, dad? And you were like, oh shit, like,
Um,
he embarrassed the shit out of me. Okay, I'm gonna just be quiet. Like, I miss those, and Arc Raiders. Why Arc
look,
Raiders has been
look,
popping off, because it has that.
look. It's a reason why, like you say, Arc Raiders is popping off now. When you play Call of Duty, you gotta have that. I'm going to be a good teammate agreement, and if you don't,
Mm.
if you say the wrong thing, you'll be muted for like 2 weeks to a month. So these new kids, they don't even understand what it's like. Like, luckily, I'm just talking to you because you're on my team, and not the whole
Mm-hmm.
lobby can hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, what's one quiet cost of your content creation career
One
that
quiet.
you don't talk about or you don't display, but you like, this is the opportunity cost of doing this, your trade off.
Mm, no one ever told me content creation, like the bad stuff that came along with it. So the people only highlight and talk about the good stuff, like, oh, you'll be famous, you'll make money, you'll have a lot of friends, you'll play all these games, you'll get games for free, you'll get products for free. But no one talks about the mental fatigue and the negativity that comes with it. So while you're doing this thing, you got people that are jealous of you, people that are negative, people that are hating on you, or just saying bad things, or miscommunication between you and other content creators. And that really wears thin on you. People hating on you, or, oh, well, he's doing good, he don't need me, I'm just gonna stop supporting him. And then someone that you've connected with or you thought was your friend, they just stop supporting or coming around. It's a lot to deal with. And so, like, that personal aspect, or people in your community fighting with each other and then wanting you to jump in and deal with it or fix it. I'm like, I'm not your fucking dad. These are my kids here. You need to figure that shit out yourself. Well, you're the owner of this Discord. You need to, what the fuck, you started the beef. Why am I fixing it for you? So the the people aspect has been like the quiet costs that I wasn't prepared for, and I've taken responsibility for, and I'm dealing with it. But it has been the hardest. It's the best and the hardest part at the same time. And navigating communities, outside communities, different people's personalities, negativity online. It is a lot, and it can make you not want to do this at all.
One of the things I really appreciate about you, and I've said this so many times this pod, so some of my listeners like, Impulse is glazing. But from like, people just don't understand. Like, I went through a really, really bad depression during my divorce. And
Mm-hmm.
at the time, the divorce was like a part of the depression, but I was still content focused, and that was like peak war zone. And
Mm.
I'll make myself vulnerable here. I have yet to recover that traction that I had going straight
Okay.
off a console. Like, I didn't have a PC. I didn't have I knew how to work OBS, but I'm going live straight off my PlayStation 4, go live on Twitch and
Damn.
getting good numbers like that. I've
Mm-hmm.
never recovered. So that's why I always appreciate people like yourself, like Nugget. I haven't got a chance to really network with Fly Guy too much. Friend of the show. I've been in the streams.
Mm-hmm.
21. I'll even say say the Once Human guy at one point befriended me, but that depression fundamentally changed me as a person and as a man. Like, I kind of made some promises to myself that I would never go back through certain things, and I just don't think, like, everybody's adulthood path and journey is different, and I just
Mm-hmm.
don't think that we give each other enough grace,
Right.
because there are people who are saying horrible stuff on the internet every day. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's Impulse. He might just say some crazy shit, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not horrible. It
Right.
ain't detrimental, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I always like appreciate y'all, because do you be yourself? Or are you putting on a performance? Is it a caricature? Is this a gimmick? Is this something to just get paid? At this point, with the inception and the high level that AI is, who knows anymore? Who
Right.
knows anymore? That's why I try to just hang on my hat of being myself, like 1000% organically, because those quiet costs. And I always tell people, a lot of my mental health probably would have been a lot better had I not started streaming. I'm almost certain. But I chose to do this. And just like when you play ball or you in the streets or you in investment gaming or legalese if you're a lawyer or you're in the medical field or logistics, everything has a cost.
Hmm.
A loud cost, that's the money that they might pay you. But the quiet cost is the deterioration of your person. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Was that like on point?
It does, and it's something that I say, and I get a lot of flack for it. But I honestly believe that people should not be in the streaming space unless they're in good mental health. And then the pushback that I get is people say, "Well, streaming makes me happy," and then what I normally say is, "What happens when it doesn't?" Because it won't. You won't always get the numbers that you expect. You'll have people fighting with you. You'll have people coming to your stream and talk shit. There's a whole lot of ups and downs that come with content creation or owning your own business, and the lows are low
Are
and make you feel
low.
like
Oh
shit.
my
And
mama.
how you gonna fight that if you're not healthy or happy in your personal life? Like, it's gonna really mess with you
one
and
of
tear you down.
one of the things that I would tell anybody doing is if I could start over, and
Hmm.
I might be the beacon for this. I'm not partnered on nothing. I haven't gotten any free gear from any company. I done made a little bit of money, and that's like when the incentive programs were like in the first stage, and when too
Mm,
many people made money, of course they cut them off. But
right.
other than that, I'm literally doing this for the love of the game. I ain't got no
Hmm.
free keyboards. Everything I bought has come from my 9 to 5 job money and investing it back into my business. So it's like you saying, well, what happens when it don't make you happy? I'm always happy doing this because at the end of the day, I'm doing what I want. I get to play video
Fair.
games. Sometimes I get to talk to my friends, and
Hmm.
sometimes I just get to tune out the adult things that come with being a man in America in 2026. Because
Yep.
that sometimes is an invisible it's an invisible boulder that is it's taxing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Yep. Yep.
taxing. Hey, have fun.
Yep.
Like have fun. Like be yourself. Do it for the love of the game. Hopefully one of these companies might see me. Damn, Impulse, you've been doing this for how long? And we missed you. How do we? It's like they say, it get greater later. Like I don't know. Like that. I mean, that's what I hope. That's what keeps me going, dog. Because
Hmm.
there's a reason why I don't watch streamers, and it's not because I don't want to watch streamers. It's partly to protect myself from comparing and looking at how I might be inadequate. So if you are a good creator like yourself, like Nugget, like some of the other guys, yeah, I'm pulling up. Hey, what's up, bro? I know you just put 10 hours before you picked up this controller. You know, I know you just wrote a script or, you doing some editing. I'm teaching myself After Effects right now, and I've been a pro editor for 10 years. So there are different levels to making a stream go, to making a community go, and people don't always understand, like. But then that goes back to I'm one of the few people, like I say, I do this for the love of the game. I love this. I love creating. I love trying to figure it out. I love trying to get in between the algorithm. I love seeing the curve of the changing technology, of the changing conversation. Like everybody don't love it. They love what comes with it. They love what they get from it. They love the payouts, but they don't generally love it. And I think that's what separates me. Like I ain't even getting paid and I'm still doing it at a higher level than some people that's getting paid or doing it. And I ain't faking my streams.
I don't know if you do this, but I will inventory. Sorry, let me say where I got it from. So Nug was kind of sharing like a list of his wins for different things, not like a flex, but just trying to organize it, right, so that he can share it with other companies that he's trying to gain sponsorships and stuff from. And so I just listed out all my wins this year or different things that I got. And when you inventory it or you get a chance to see it, you're like, "Oh shit, I did all that stuff this year," and it's different for everybody. But sometimes it's worth just kind of going back and seeing, like, like, to your point, you don't always watch streamers because you're a streamer and you don't want to. do the comparing and contrast stuff. But like once you look at all the stuff that you've done or take a look back, you're like, yo, I put in a lot of work. I've had some great moments this year. Not all perfect, but damn, I've had and you should celebrate your successes and your wins and not always be looking forward. And I don't know if you've gotten a chance to do that, but I'm sure Impulse, you've had some crazy numbers on some videos and done some awesome things this year and helped some people and just been a good person to, your friends and family. And you should look at that stuff and be
I,
proud.
I think one of my problems, I had this problem in football. I'm too good at a lot of things. Like, I
Mm,
wasn't just one position. I was basically like, okay, I can put this guy between 1 and 7 positions in the box. Whoever we don't think is comfortable, we can just slide him in. And as the trade goes, jack of all trades, master of none. But people never finish it. A master of none is still better than a master of one. So
mm,
a lot of my big moments don't even come from the gaming community. They
dang.
come from like Joe Budden podcast groups. They come from clippable moments off of Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They come from people who don't even think to look, see, or seek streamers. So in all times, Impulse is walking in two different, alternate realities. I got the rap crowd over here, and then I got the streaming internet crowd over here, and I'm walking the straight line trying to, pass out my mixtapes to both crowds, and of course we missing people who really reaching, trying to, rock with us. So I think that's one of my biggest problems is the people who need to see me can't. But I'm working on that. That's a me issue to fix. But I am going to steal that. Just inventory all my wins. 2025 was up and down, but it was amazing. Like we finally cracked 1,000 subscribers. Man, if y'all don't know how
Congrats,
long
man.
I've been working so hard to do that. Now we about to get to the 4K watch time. I'm working day and night to figure out how to get that going. Evergreen content, reviews.
Mm,
This
mm-hmm.
podcast is going to be like on a 30-day release. This is a Patreon exclusive. So,
Okay.
just different things like that. But just like you've been saying the whole episode, just being myself, just having fun with it, having fun with the grind. I
Mhm.
got 2 questions before we wrap this up.
Okay.
One movie character that reflects your mindset. Or it could be a superhero, it could be a villain. I always like to say, I've been saying Vegeta, and I use Vegeta because he was born in a royalty. I'm not saying I was born in a royalty, but with so much that's given and someone who wasn't given that can outpace you. It's like I've been streaming since 2018, and there are some people who started streaming today, tomorrow, yesterday, last weekend have, as we say, outpaced me, but I'm still doing it for the love of the game. But that doesn't mean that that's going to stop my training or that's going to stop, my march to my goal. So what character puts you in that mindset?
I didn't prepare for this one like I normally would have. Yeah, yesterday was a big day for me. So yesterday I had a interview with a previous company I used to work for, and this is a pretty significant job.
You
And
got it.
so I documented all this stuff, got all these interview questions ready, did a whole bunch of stuff. Yesterday, I felt spent or burnt out at the end of it. And I just like knocked out. So normally I do a better job at preparing. So I say that just to kind of give you this person I'm going to say may not be something that resonates with a lot of people, but like if I had to pick a cartoon character, somebody that kind of resonates with me of my character personality, it'd be Nightcrawler. He looks
Hmm.
like a devil on the outside, but he's battling with religion and being good on the inside. And I feel like sometimes as human beings, we can be negative or we can have these bad thoughts or this weird outward appearance, but inside we're struggling to just be decent human beings, just to be kind. And my kindness kind of guides me and leads me. And this year, my kindness trying to help out a community member, I got hacked because of that.
I did see
And
that. I
and
saw that.
it was my weakness, right? Just and then I was like, man, I'll never let that happen again. Yeah, I won't because I've been through that experience and I'll just be more mindful, but I still need to be myself. And if I let this negativity or this devilish encounter change me, and I'm not being myself. And so I want to continue to be kind. I'm still going to help people. I'm still going to be open and battle with that good and evil. And Nightcrawler is a person that kind of does it for me every time I look at him. He's like that perfect battle of like he looks like the devil, but he's a saint on the inside or a good person.
Are you familiar with Nightcrawler's origin story?
He's the son of Mystique and somebody else. Is it
Magneto.
Magneto? Yeah,
Is he
yeah,
your favorite X-Men?
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, like I say, I was a YouTuber and a potter before a streamer, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
still connected in certain communities.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to like Doomsday. That's all. I'll leave it at you're going to
Really?
like Doomsday because I didn't think I was going to like it. I actually thought it was going to be mid. And my man's called me and he's like, hey, look at this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, okay. I see what you're doing, Kevin Feige. I was a little skeptic
Okay.
because I wasn't a fan of Fantastic Four either. But when it all comes
Mid.
together, it's going to be, it might be bigger than Endgame. It might be.
Really? We haven't had anything that big in a long time.
I think Endgame pushed back. I think Endgame and that writer's strike right after Endgame pushed back creation so much because we don't have any more original ideas. Everything is a repeated IP or from an existing universe. Welcome to Derry is a perfect example of how you could take an existing IP and universe and spin it into something good. But for the most part, everything else is it already exists, or we're getting a reboot, or we're getting a remaster. And Endgame literally was that for media. It was like Endgame. Now we're in the digital game. Now we're in the streaming game. Now we're in the I keep telling people this phone right here in this 9x16 format, they did a study. I'm a big study guy. I look at spreadsheets and I might look at like what study a university is doing or why they're doing it. So they did a study and they were like the average TV time is 23 minutes. The average social media watch time is 27 minutes. Well, wouldn't it be easier to make a full-fledged movie or TV program on something that somebody is already watching and I ain't got to spend marketing or distribution for XYZ? Hey, what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber, but, there's some dots that are connecting right there. And, but that is fire. Nightcrawler is in my top 5 of X-Men. He's in my top
Really?
5.
Okay.
Cyclops, Wolverine.
Wait. Pause. You like Cyclops?
I actually do like Cyclops.
No one likes Cyclops.
He's better in the comics than they ever put him in the movie.
I like Cyclops. He's whack in the movies, but in the cartoon, in the comics, everything.
In the comics,
he's awesome.
That deal. Yeah,
I like him. I actually like him.
I used to hate Wolverine. Like
Same.
I'm like, hey, I like Wolverine in the movies, but the cartoon, he was kind of a dick. You know what I'm saying? But Cyclops
just love his girl. That's it. And he's a leader. Why everybody hating on? I mess with Cyclops, and I'm looking forward to him coming to Marvel Rivals whenever he lands. But that's crazy. I haven't met anybody else that fuck with Cyclops.
Magneto. I love Bishop, and I probably only love Bishop because as a kid he was the only black X-Men I seen.
Right.
Same. Gotta go with Bishop, and I liked Morph growing up. I was a big 97 guy. Like I was a big 90. I didn't really like the reboot. The reboot was cool. It wasn't for me. That's what I was telling my kids that like the reboot wasn't for me. It was like Dragon Ball Super. It was a love letter to the fans. It really wasn't something genuine.
Right.
But I love your X-Men pick. Last 2 closing questions. I didn't know it was 2 right here. You already talked about this. When you get low, when those lows come from doing this content thing, what do you do to pick yourself up?
Spend time with my family. So like working out really helps me. I jump on a treadmill, I work out, lift some weights, I feel better mentally about myself. But really, my like New Year's goals that I put for content creation, one of them was to take healthy breaks from content. And so like I took a vacation with my family. I take a vacation once a year with my family, and I'm gone from content. And then during the holidays, I'm gone from content. And just those times where I decide that I'm gonna take off, or when my daughter has a game or my son has a game, whenever I'm taking off from content and I'm spending time with them, it rejuvenates me so much. So whenever I'm feeling low, go laugh with my wife, go spend time with my daughter or my son, That's what brings me back. There's nothing in the content space. Like I enjoy my friends. I enjoy doing this. I have such a great time. But when I'm low and I need a recharge, it's my family that brings me back every time.
I think I'm getting to that point. That might sound like nasty.
Hmm.
So much of my life has been trying to reset and repivot and
Hmm.
get back to where I was on this content journey. But my wife, my family, definitely people don't say this enough. Sleep. Uh, there's a certain
You're
number
right.
of hours of sleep that I must get. So I was, like I say, I was ecstatic when you was like, "Hey, let's do this in the morning." And then I'm like, "Bet I ain't got to take a nap in the middle of the day and limit my conversation with people early in the day so I can, be talkative how I want in the pod." Like I'm not one to fake it, and I know after a certain part of the day, I have to recharge. It's like there's not enough energy left in my body to give out to connect or converse with people. So I think that's what helps me. And then my creative soul, Terminator 2, Green Arrow, and sometimes I might watch Prisoner of Azkaban. Those I don't know. It's like they wake up something in my
Okay.
content creation and storytelling body. It's like, all right, you feeling a little down, or these projects was a bomb. Let's say cut
Hmm.
on a couple arrow fights. Go see James Cameron rewrite modern CGI. Stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like
Hmm.
I'm inspired by things that shouldn't exist, and people like James Cameron or even Ryan Coogler, because I've changed my stance on sinners. Uh, People like I at first I thought it was mid, but I appreciate it for being a original project. That's what takes it over the top. I think the overall movie is kind of mid.
Hmm.
It's a vampire movie, but what it represents, I think, is bigger than the actual story. So that's just how I'm all about. There was a creator I used to watch, and they used to say, it's not much. The phrase isn't how much work you could get done when you're feeling good. It's how much work you could get done when you're tired. And I
Hmm.
tried so hard to live by that. And I'm like,
Hmm.
man, when I'm tired, this content don't hit the way I want. It might be messy. I might miss some edits. I'm just gonna do all this in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then I started to step
Hmm.
into the corporate world, and I was working
Hmm.
with a corporate guy. What time is it? It's 104 here in Houston. At a certain time of the day, certain conversations are not had, and that's what I learned in my day. I can't I can't attack everything that comes to me every day. Oh damn, this hit me at 7:30. We'll worry about that in the morning because I've already shut down the PC. I'm not even gaming anymore. Send it to my email, stuff like that. Like my recharge time is my recharge time. And I could be alone in that, but
No,
to not
talk
a
about it, man. I think more people need to hear that. I'm the same way. Like I'm up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's my own personal private time away from the kids. And morning times is when I'm high functioning. By 3 or 4 o'clock, I'm done. I'm baked. Right. My
baked,
brain doesn't
baked.
function this way how it like in the morning time. I'm sharp. You want to talk? You send me a goofy ass message in the morning time. You're gonna get some shit back you didn't expect, and it's because I'm the most sharpest. Not in the evening time. I'm like, you may not get. I may respond back. It might be so. I can't really be combative or argue or like I don't think the same like
I
I
think
do in
the
the
best
morning
way
time.
I think the best way is any man that has a wife, there's like a little energy reserve that you keep just for home because
Uh-huh.
she's gonna say something where you
Mhm.
can't react.
Yeah.
And your natural reaction is to react. So it's like
Mhm.
about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm done. I'm done with the
Yep.
world. Now it's them, it's the family time, whatever
Mhm.
she wanna talk about, you know what I'm saying? So I'm right there with you. Like
Mhm.
I've actually started to put modes in my phone, like when I'm streaming or even when I'm editing. You seen in my Discord, I got office hours, like where you can actually talk to me because after those
Mhm.
office hours close, I'm working. I don't get to call you when you're working, so don't disrespect me being live. If you look at it as video games, as it not work because you didn't see these 6 hours before I actually went live to make this look all good and sound crisp for you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's why I've in the last 2 years, definitely since I've moved, is um recover, recharge, family time, read more. I've
Mhm.
added more reading into my content.
I saw that.
Who moved my cheese? To let them theory.
Mhm.
Just different stuff like that to keep. to keep that competitive edge, because I go back to my football background when great players say, well, how do you start the season? And he was like, well, I go in there every training camp with an empty notebook. It don't matter if I was MVP. It don't matter if I broke this record. I'm
Damn.
going into it like I don't know nothing. So sometimes I might pull up, if you want to be a streamer, from zero, and I know how to do everything, and I might just watch the video, but like, oh, damn, I need that one little thing, you know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
make, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I go into a lot of stuff. It's like, I know nothing. And ultimately, the wisest man does. He knows nothing. I try to put myself around smarter people.
Yeah.
You've introduced me to some alerts, some self-hosting bots, some things like that. So it's like, when you are susceptible to intaking the information, you get a better result.
Mm-hmm.
And this hustle culture, especially in post-COVID, doesn't allow for somebody to think that they have the opportunity to rest, especially if your financial situation isn't like up here. But, you
Right.
know, y'all not Batman. Y'all can't run on 72 hours of sleep and then think you're going to be the most functional. That's just not how it works.
Right.
Not how it works.
I didn't
Close.
realize. Oh, go ahead.
You got it. You got
I
it.
was going to say, I didn't realize sleep was such an issue until I started talking about it on stream or just asking people. And for me, I've always gotten like 7.5 hours of sleep on average. And then like all my friends were like, oh no, well, I struggle with sleep. I only sleep 2 hours. I didn't have a good, I'm like, God, I didn't know folks are out there struggling like that, not really getting rest. And, you know, it really fucks up your life, your day. You can't function the same. You're cranky, your head hurts. Like
There's
sleep
two
is highly
things.
important.
There's two things I think that would change your attitude, and people don't give them enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
The food you eat
True.
and how much sleep you're getting. So when I was going
Facts.
through my divorce, money was a little tight for me at the time. So I think for like a week straight, I ate ramen. And right now, after that experience, I might maybe cook some ramen, but it's like rare. Like, I'll go buy
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my attitude, how I was talking, how I was reacting, and what I had going on. I was eating trash food and I was getting trash sleep. So you're going to get a trash person. I mean, it wasn't hard. And that's why I always give people grace, because I might see somebody and they might have hey, man, you hungry? Have you ate today? Like, you know, like, how
Oh
can I
shit.
help
Yeah.
you? Because 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, when your brain ain't even operating right because you hungry or you ain't got enough sleep, you are going to be a little more snippy. You are going to be a little more
Mm-hmm.
hostile. You are going to be less receptive to instruction. Man, I'm not about to listen to what this person telling me. Who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that person could just be hungry, and we look at it a certain way. Oh, well, you a grown ass adult. You got 24 hours. So what? Like, you
Yeah.
know, between trying to feed yourself, feed your kids, keep the lights on, go to work, chase your own endeavors, you know, and that own personal time that us adults don't give ourselves. I just think like that more, I don't know, I might make a clip on it. Hey, if you're a content creator, everybody talk about the content you should make. How about y'all should talk about sleeping? You'll feel better.
Go to sleep.
You'll look better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody woke. How about y'all just go to sleep?
Yep.
Last
I like that.
question.
Okay.
Last question. It's on you. I give everybody the opportunity who does this show with me to ask me any question in depth, however they want, because I always try to give a different appearance on Dominated Impulse from what you see in my live streams or on the clips or what I present. So the floor is yours, sir. Any question you would like to ask us?
Sure. I have a couple of questions for you. Impulse,
Okay.
what is your high level goals coming into 2026 for like content, and how are you going to, I guess, make those things happen for you?
I think some more of my goals is I've been living on the Nick Saban side of things. It doesn't matter if you're 14 points up. It don't matter if you're 14 points down. You still got to do the work. So
Mm-hmm.
for me is I think I finished the fourth quarter. I was uploading like 30 clips a week, 5
Oh
here a
shit.
day. And
Shit.
once I kind of figured that out, it's like, let's see how long I can keep this consistency going.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm finding in doing just that, and I think I told you this, like, I upload so much, I don't even see the individual results for the said videos anymore. It's like, oh damn, all right, we got to get 5 more to hit that 30. And it's just it's keeping me in a rigorous routine to not look at the results and just get the work done, do the job. And then sometimes I might look up and I'll check the analytics, like, oh damn, this video got 1,800 views. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was like a simple little GTA. What's your favorite heist movie? And next thing I know, they got 1,800 views. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that just being myself, not getting down, not getting demotivated, definitely not comparing myself to people who got bigger teams or bigger budgets or even bigger pockets. It's just having fun with what I got. I think that's the fastest way, because all the other ways that I failed taught me what not to do. And I think we're finally like this close to getting to that boom moment.
All right. One other question. I want to respond to it as well. How do you
True.
think maybe 100 foot view, how people interpret you and your style of content? How do you think people see you?
I think I think the people who have given my content the real opportunity see it for what it is, and they see me as every other content creator. I think the people who have fallen on the clickbait, rage bait, whatever you want to call it, they see me in said subject matter. Some people might see me as a hater. Some people probably see me as bitter. Some people probably see me as, I've coined the phrase thousands of times in podcasts, the contrarian. And it was never that. It was, do you like what you think you like, or is there a machine pushing it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and one of my biggest analytical evidence is Black Panther being pushed by a machine that is Disney. Did y'all really like Black Panther, or did Disney push y'all? Because there's been plenty of other Black superhero people and projects post Black Panther that have been better, that have been the first. Y'all didn't champion those. Y'all didn't show up in the movie theaters with dashikis. Y'all did for Black Panther. And some people might see me as a contrarian because I don't always like the popular thing, but I did take a couple psychological and social science classes in college to know that people study things for up to 50 plus years before the change happens. So
Oh shit.
if I'm asking a question, it's because I personally do not understand why this change is happening. It's not me hating. And I think people confuse that.
Well, I see you as a very smart, intellectual guy, and talking to you today, like I got to see a different side of you, like you smiling while talking about certain topics or movies or things that interest you, man. It's a side of you that's really fun, and I enjoyed seeing that. Or just like I felt like I learned stuff from you as well today. I don't know. I just think you're a multi-layered guy, and more people need to just give you a fair shot and kind of hear you out. And sometimes I think your opinion can be harsh, but the harsh truth is needed in our space sometimes, like honesty. And I want you to continue doing what you're doing. I believe in you, and I want to see your vision uh, fully take hold and become something big. And I love the podcast vibe. I like what you're doing in the gaming space, and I just want you to continue to win. And I wish you and your family nothing but success in 2026, man. And you deserve it.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yep.
Appreciate that, bro. Like I say, I pitched this. I pitched it. That's probably gonna be the name of the pod. I pitched this to 20 people. Like I always come up with the names as I'm editing or like at the end,
Hmm.
but I really did pitch this to 20 people, and the whole gist of dominating impulse, of course, somebody told me this when I first started this. I'm not going to get six figures for playing video games. I will
Hmm.
get six figures for building a network. I have a podcast. I have a YouTube. We got live
Yeah.
streams. We got different things and moving parts on the internet. And it was just to present myself in a certain way because I knew everything wasn't for everybody.
Yeah.
And and I think if more people give me the chance, you
Hmm.
might not agree with everything, but
Right.
there's a logical reason why things are said and done. I'm not just
Hmm.
raging because of my lack of success. And that's one of my I wrote it down. That's one on my board for the year. I'm going to do a better job of marketing myself so the people can see me in the way that I want to be seen, instead of, like I say, angry or bitter or a hater or why not me or woe is me, because everybody got problems. Every creator is battling their own insecurity. We're all battling these bots and these algorithms. Only thing
Yeah.
I can do is have a great attitude, show up,
Hmm.
and have fun. And after
Yeah.
that, we give it to the universe. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? After that, we give it to the
Facts.
universe.
Yep.
Oh man, that was great. That's great, brother. I appreciate you.
Yep.
I
Thank
appreciate you.
thank you for having me.